Hey guys, it's Britt and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm sharing with you an Instant Pot recipe because it's Friday. You guys know on Fridays I share either an Instant Pot or a slow cooker recipe for meals that are easy, whole food plant-based, SOS free. And today I'm sharing one of my husband's all-time favorite dishes. It's a Middle Eastern dish, Lebanese specifically, and Mujadara is lentils and whole grains mixed with onions. And this is our version. You can, of course, leave the onions out of the Instant Pot, saute them, or crisp them up in the air fryer, and then put them on top if you want it a little bit more traditional. But I find that this dish is just so comforting and wonderful and easy. We literally just add everything to the Instant Pot and let it do its work, and it's just a hit totally in my household, and I know you guys are gonna like it. So I hope you guys enjoy this recipe. All of the measurements and everything are down below in the show notes, as well as on our website, which has a free printable PDF for you guys. Everything's linked down below. I hope you guys enjoy this, and we'll do a little taste test at the end, but this is just the perfect meal. You can pair it with whatever favorite vegetables you have. That's what we do. This is usually our main, and then I'll just load up the veggies next to it, and it's so perfect. And I especially love it during this time of the year. So I hope you guys enjoy, and stay tuned for the end for a taste test. In your Instant Pot, go ahead and add in that red onion that you've chopped, and I like to saute it in just a little bit of vegetable stock, around a tablespoon to 2, and we're just going to cook it till it's translucent. Now you can leave this out if you want to do the onions on top, like traditional dishes serving this would be. Totally optional. We just like to make life easy, and I just do it now. But again, you can save it and put it on top at the end, whatever you like. So I just hit the saute button on my Instant Pot, let it saute until everything is translucent, then I turn it off, and it's even easier from there. This is chopping the onion is like the hardest part of this recipe, so you guys know it's a good one. You also, if you don't have an Instant Pot, can make this on the stove, and it's really simple as well. You don't have to have a pressure cooker, but you know, Fridays are our really, really, really easy recipes, and this one is super simple. And I had to tell my husband not to eat it all so I can have a little bit for our taste test, because he ate almost this entire dish that I'm making right now. I had to tell him, you know, I have to film this part. So just stir it until everything's translucent, shut it off, and we're ready to get into the recipe. Now I also love this recipe because you can just dump everything, and you also can change out the whole grains. So in went the rest of that vegetable broth, and if you guys saw our video from yesterday, I'll link it above. We did homemade vegetable broth. I used it from that recipe, so check that out above. In goes your lentils. Now you can use any lentil that you have. I specifically like French lentils, green lentils, or brown lentils. And then also in goes your whole grain. Now I'm using bulgur wheat for this recipe today, but I've done it with farro. You can make it with rice. You can do it with any kind of whole grain. Really, it works. And the cook time and the amount of liquid works for all of them. So just use whatever you have at home, and it's going to be delicious. So give it a nice stir. I really like mixing in everything to make sure it everything gets incorporated well before we pressure cook it. And I'm also going to put in some hummus. Now I'm going to use our oil-free hummus recipe. I will link that up above as well. You can use whatever hummus that you like that's your favorite. You can change out the flavorings of the hummus. I just find that this really makes it creamy and delicious. Traditionally, they would put a ton of olive oil in this dish. And you know, we're not cooking with oil here. I don't have any oil in my home at all. So we are keeping it SOS and oil-free by this really easy hack. And I just find it adds a little bit more flavor to this dish. So mix in the hummus, and then we're just gonna add in our spices, and we are done. So this is so simple. I'm gonna use cumin and coriander. I really like these two and these amounts. It's really perfect. I've tried this recipe all sorts of different amounts, and this is really the sweet spot I find. And you can also add in anything else. If you want to add in some red pepper flakes and make it a little bit spicier, if you want to play around with the spices, totally fine. this is just really what we prefer, and I do pretty much every time. And then again, I just mix it, and that's it. You're gonna put the lid on. You need to make sure that it's set to sealing. That's like the most important thing when you do Instant Pot recipes. That's the first thing I do as soon as I put the lid on. Once it's on sealing, which you're gonna see here, you can go ahead and put it on high pressure for 6 minutes, and you can go do something else. It'll cook, and we also are gonna let this recipe natural release. So once the pin drops, you can go ahead and remove the lid, and you'll see here that you kind of just need to fluff it. It is a really, really, really awesome recipe, but it does kind of clump together. So I just take a fork or a spoon and kind of break it apart and fluff it just like you would do if you made another kind of whole grain, and it just becomes such a beautiful dish. So make sure you don't burn yourself, and go ahead and fluff your Instant Pot makings, and you guys will see here, it's just beautiful. We also like to garnish this with some dried parsley. You can also add fresh parsley if you'd like, or any other kind of green that you'd like to garnish it. I just find that a little bit of green is really nice in this dish. And then pair it with your favorite vegetables. Seriously, we love using different kind of veggies that we have in our house, especially seasonal, and it's just a great way to get in your whole grains and your legumes, and it's so delicious. So I hope you guys will give this recipe a try. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe. Please give it a try. Leave us a comment down below if you try it and if you did anything different. We adore it. It makes life so easy having an Instant Pot, and just, this is ready so quickly. But give it a little taste test. It's such a nice balance. And again, if you want to make it more traditional, you can cook your onions to be on top of the dish when you serve it. You can even air fry them to make them crispy. It's totally up to you. I just put it in. We just make life super simple around here when we cook. So it's packed full of flavor. I know you guys are gonna like this one. And make sure you subscribe, because I make whole food plant-based recipes every week, a bunch during the week. We are up to 3 recipes per week, and I would love to have you as part of our community. So make sure you subscribe, leave us a comment, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys real soon for the next one. But this is a Jaroudi favorite, especially in this household.